Life will not go easy on you. The world does not bend to your comfort, nor does it wait for you to be ready. And that is why weakness destroys dreams, while strength builds destiny. If you want to become mentally unbreakable, if you want to rise above the storms of life, then you must train your mind with the same intensity as a warrior trains his body. The Stoics, the greatest philosophers of resilience, left us timeless principles. Today, I'll share with you 8 brutal Stoic laws that will rewire your mind and make you unstoppable. Life is not designed to be smooth, comfortable, or easy. The expectation of an effortless path is the very thing that weakens the mind. The Stoics understood this truth better than anyone. Hardship is not an accident. It is a teacher. When you expect difficulty instead of running from it, you begin to treat every challenge as a lesson rather than a punishment. The reality is, comfort makes people soft, fragile, and easily broken. But those who lean into struggle, who accept pain as part of their journey, build resilience that nothing in this world can shatter. Every obstacle that enters your life is an opportunity disguised in adversity. When others complain and retreat, you must rise and endure, for the challenge is molding you into someone stronger. The great warriors of history were not built in times of peace, but in times of storms. You too must learn to embrace storms instead of fearing them. The mindset shift is simple yet brutal. Stop asking, "Why me?" and start saying, "Try me." This law changes everything because it eliminates the element of surprise. When you are not shocked by difficulty, you can focus on overcoming it. Hardship trains your patience, your discipline, and your courage. It prepares you for the battles you have not yet faced. Those who expect comfort are destroyed the moment pain appears, but those who live prepared for struggle are never defeated. To be mentally unbreakable, you must accept that life will test you again and again, and instead of resisting, you must welcome the fire. Hardship is not your enemy. It is your greatest mentor, shaping you into a version of yourself that comfort could never produce. This is the foundation of strength, to expect the storm and to thrive inside it. One of the most liberating truths the Stoics taught is that peace of mind depends entirely on where you place your focus. Most people waste their lives drowning in anxiety over things they cannot control. What others think, what others say, the economy, the weather, the past, or even the future. This endless obsession with the uncontrollable is what creates suffering. The Stoic path demands a shift. Control what you can, release what you can't. The only true power you possess is over your thoughts, your choices, and your actions. Everything else belongs to fate, to time, to the will of the universe. When you stop fighting what cannot be changed, you free yourself from chains that most people never escape. This discipline is not weakness, it is strength. It takes power to step away from pointless worry and pour your energy only into what is within your grasp. Think of it as sharpening a sword. Your attention is the blade, and if you swing it at everything, it dulls quickly. But if you aim it only at what you can truly strike, it remains sharp, effective, and unstoppable. The moment you release the burden of things outside your control, life becomes lighter. You no longer waste nights awake wondering about the opinions of others or outcomes you cannot influence. Instead, you become anchored in what is yours to command: your effort, your discipline, your attitude. And here lies true freedom, to stop being a slave to circumstances and become the master of your own response. Those who obsess over what is beyond them live as victims. Those who channel their will into what they can control live as warriors. If you wish to be mentally unbreakable, you must guard your energy, master your response, and let go of everything else. Pain is one of the greatest teachers life has to offer, yet most people run from it, hide from it, or curse it as if it were their enemy. The Stoics saw pain differently. They understood it as training, a necessary forge that shapes the mind into steel. When you begin to view pain not as punishment, but as preparation, your relationship with hardship changes forever. Every scar becomes a medal of survival, proof that you endured and grew stronger. Avoiding pain makes you fragile, but embracing it builds armor around your soul. Voluntary discomfort, fasting, physical training, discipline, endurance creates a resilience that nothing can break. If you are willing to place yourself in situations of controlled struggle, life's uncontrollable struggles will never overwhelm you. Pain strips away illusions. It forces you to face the truth of who you are and what you can withstand. It teaches patience when you want relief, courage when you want escape, and strength when you feel weak. Without pain, there is no growth, only stagnation. A man who has never suffered will crumble at the first real test of life. But the one who has embraced pain as training will stand firm even in the harshest storm. Think of pain as the weight in a gym. It is heavy, it burns, but it builds strength with every repetition. The same is true for the mind. Each challenge, each loss, each difficulty is a repetition that makes you unshakable. You cannot call yourself strong if you have not faced pain. You cannot call yourself wise if you have not suffered. To be mentally unbreakable, you must stop fearing pain and start using it as your weapon. Embrace it, master it, and you will rise beyond the limits that once held you captive. In a world that glorifies noise, opinion, and constant reaction, the Stoics discovered the hidden power of silence. Silence is not weakness, it is discipline. It is the ability to restrain your tongue when anger tempts you to lash out, the wisdom to listen when others only wish to be heard, and the strength to walk away from meaningless arguments that drain your energy. Most people confuse loudness with power, but true power does not need to announce itself. A calm presence speaks louder than 1,000 angry words. When you master silence, you master yourself. You no longer react to every insult, every criticism, or every attempt to provoke you. Instead, you rise above it. This does not mean being passive. It means being in control. The man who shouts has already lost control, but the one who stays composed becomes untouchable. Silence also sharpens clarity. When the world is filled with chaos, the one who can quiet his mind will always see further and think deeper than the one who is lost in noise. By practicing silence, you conserve energy, protect your focus, and build an inner strength that no one can disturb. Think of a mountain. It does not shout. It does not argue, yet it stands unmovable against storms. That is the power of silence. When you stop trying to prove yourself with words, your actions become undeniable. People notice strength not in noise, but in calm authority. To be mentally unbreakable, you must discipline yourself to use silence as a weapon. Respond less, observe more. Speak with intention, not impulse. In silence, you will find wisdom. In silence, you will find control. And in silence, you will discover a power so unshakable that nothing outside of you can break it. Death is the one certainty every human being must face, yet most live as if they are immortal. The Stoics used the phrase memento mori, remember that you will die, not to create fear, but to ignite urgency. When you carry the awareness of death with you, life suddenly becomes sharper, more valuable, more meaningful. You stop wasting time on trivial pursuits, empty arguments, and shallow distractions because you realize that every moment spent foolishly is a moment you will never get back. Death is not a curse, it is a reminder that time is limited and therefore sacred. It demands that you ask yourself daily, if I were to leave this world tomorrow, how would I live today? This awareness pushes you to act with courage, to speak the truth, to forgive quickly, and to pursue what truly matters. Many people postpone their dreams, waiting for a perfect tomorrow that may never arrive. But the Stoic knows that tomorrow is not promised, so the only real time you have is now. This realization does not make life darker. It makes it brighter. Every sunrise, every conversation, every opportunity becomes a gift. Death strips away illusions and forces clarity about what is essential. When you remember your mortality, you stop fearing failure because you understand that the greatest failure is not to live at all. You stop chasing validation because you see how small other people's opinions truly are in the face of eternity. To be mentally unbreakable, you must live with the fire of urgency. You must act today, love today, build today, because death is always near. And instead of fearing it, you can let it guide you toward a life of depth, courage, and purpose. A life that will outlive your final breath. Every person faces obstacles, yet the difference between those who collapse and those who rise lies in perception. The Stoics taught a powerful law. The obstacle is not the end of the road. The obstacle becomes the road. Too often, people see setbacks as signs that they should quit. But in truth, adversity is the very material from which greatness is built. Every failure carries within it a lesson. Every rejection carries within it redirection. And every hardship contains the seed of transformation. When you meet resistance, you are not being stopped, you are being shaped. This shift in mindset changes everything. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" you ask, "How can I use this to grow?" That question rewires your mind and turns suffering into strength. Obstacles are not barriers placed in your way to block you, but tools placed on your path to forge you into someone stronger than you were yesterday. Imagine water flowing down a mountain. When it encounters a rock, it does not stop. It finds a way over, under, or around. Eventually, it carves through the very stone that stood in its path. That is the mentality of the unbreakable mind. Life will not remove obstacles for you, but it will reward those who refuse to retreat. Each obstacle is an invitation to rise, to adapt, to innovate, to fight harder than before. When you see adversity as your ally, fear loses its power and nothing can truly defeat you. To be mentally unbreakable, you must train yourself to welcome obstacles, knowing they are guiding you toward the strength and wisdom you could not have gained otherwise. What blocks your path is not your enemy, it is your path. And by walking it, you become unstoppable.